100 years ago today, Enrique Garcia Castillo passed away. He was born in 1868, passed away on the 31st of October, 1922. Guy was a great luthier. He worked under Jose Ramirez and Mamo Ramirez. In 1893, he won the gold medal at the Chicago World's Fair. I'll read a little bit about that. In March of this year, 2022, I added an image to my website from page 252 of the book entitled Award Souvenir, Musical Instruments at the World's Columbian Exposition, published by the Presto Company in Chicago in April of 1895, showing Enrique Garcia's name and describing why his guitar deserves an award. He was an exhibitor in Group 158, class number 923, and the listing written by Esmeralda Cervantes says Enrique Garcia, Barcelona, exhibit guitars. This exhibit deserves an award for sweetness of tone quality, for beauty of finish, approved by Mr. K. Buen, signed Esmeralda Cervantes. She was the president of the departmental community, and she was an individual judge. Francisco Tarraga was a great supporter of Enrique Garcia. He bought a guitar from Enrique's shop in 1904 for his student Daniel Fortea. That information comes from the nephew of Daniel Fortea. Tarraga's home was 2.2 kilometers, 1.37 miles away from Enrique Garcia's shop. Enrique Garcia was known as the Stradivari of the guitar. Another guitar luthier from Barcelona, Enrique Sanfilio. He joined the Estruc workshop, a dynasty of guitar makers since the 1880s, and at the same time began to visit the workshop of Enrique Garcia. Is 3.2 kilometers, a couple miles away, and he went there to learn from Enrique and of his work. Yakunin Maini, Enrique Garcia-san, Naknata, Carino, Gaxe, Francisco Simplicio, Senkyu Yaku Ju Kyuneni, Shigoto O Hajimemashita. What I just said in Japanese was 100 years ago. Enrique Garcia passed away. His student, Francisco Simplicio, began to work with him in 1919. I started my Japanese in 2004. Here's an 1897 Enrique Garcia guitar. There are 3 photos of this guitar in the Francisco Simplicio Luthier book, published in 2010 in Italy. Also, there's a double CD you can listen to on YouTube by Luigi Attademo. Plays 2 hours of J.S. Bach suites. There's maple back and sides. Here's a 1907 Brazilian rosewood back and sides, number 81. This made 8 guitars after Targa's second guitar. Targa owned number 43, made in 1904, and he owned number 76, made in 1906. Domingo Pratt owned 3 of them at 1899, number 23 from 1902, and number 264 from 1922. Here's a 1921 Enrique Garcia. It's the loudest of the batch. This belonged to Cedar Viglietti. He was a musicologist, guitarist. He bought this in 1954. Paris Banchetti did the restoration on it. It's Brazilian rosewood and spruce. Really beautiful, still in great shape. I have 17 pages of attributions to Cedar Viglietti in my book, Annotations for the History of the Classical Guitar in Argentina, 1822 to 2000. In the 40s, Cedar Viglietti started writing books, and he did one in 1973 that I found of great usage called Origine, Historia de la Guitarra, Origin and Historia of the Guitar. So I have 17 pages of his helpful historical events that he documented in my book. Enrique Garcia's guitars were the most expensive in Buenos Aires, Montevideo, South America, when he was alive. Domingo Pratt brought a Enrique Garcia guitar with him. Domingo Pratt landed on the 1st of January of 1908 in Buenos Aires, having come from Girona, just outside of Barcelona. And by 1912, Romero y Agramayor, which became Romero y Fernandez about 1919, they had a contract with Enrique Garcia to bring in his guitars. His guitars sold for 1,000 to 1,500 pesos. The peso was equal to $1 at the time. And so these were selling for the price of an automobile in Buenos Aires. While he had his shop, he was at Paseo 110, San Juan in Barcelona at the time he got the contract. But he had worked earlier at Calle Aragon, 2 different locations. This is number 244, made 15 to 18 months before Enrique Garcia passed away.